This is not self-help. This is healing. Body, nervous system, wholeness. Energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, herbal wisdom. Learn, heal, and be together. Wholeness isn't fixing, it's integrating. Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. Understanding begins here. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio and our Healing Circle for tonight. It is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. And for anybody new to me tonight, I'm Dr. Debbie. And tonight, our Healing Circle continues with E in our Become, which is for emotions. Welcome back and welcome to anybody who's new. Before we begin, let's arrive. Let's put our feet on the floor. No crossed legs, no bracing, just resting. Slowly inhale through the nose. The hand movement, and then a longer exhale through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Now I want you to notice one sound in the room, not the loudest one, just one. Notice the temperature of the air against your skin. Is it cool? Is it warm or neutral? Notice the weight of your body in the chair. You, my friend, are here. Not yesterday, not in the conversation that upset you, not in the story you've been replaying. Here right now. Let your shoulders drop 2%. Let your jaw soften 2%. We are not rushing into teaching tonight. We are building capacity. This is not a space to perform, not a space to impress, not a space to do healing correctly. This is a space to widen, to listen, and to stay. You do not have to be emotionally prepared to be here. You just have to be present enough. And presence grows in small increments. So we begin slowly. This is not a space to perform. Again, this is a space to build capacity. Remember last month we were inside the B in Become for body. We learned that the body registers safety first. Support comes before insight. You cannot think your way into regulation. We practice listening to physiology without shame. That work matters. Because now we move into E for emotions, and emotions cannot move safely in the body that feels unsafe. Body is the container. Emotion is what moves inside it. We are building sequentially. Tonight, my friends, we will redefine what emotion actually is. Understand why emotions get misread. Separate identity from experience. Learn how suppression turns into symptoms and begin building emotional literacy. We are not diving into trauma processing. We are building a foundation. So let's get right into learning point number 1. Emotion is information, not identity. Most of us were taught to speak about emotion as identity. I'm anxious. I am angry. I am too sensitive. I'm just emotional. That language seems small, but it matters. Because when we say I am, we fuse the emotion with who we are. Identity becomes fixed, but emotions are not fixed. They are states. They rise, they move, they shift, they pass. When we collapse identity with emotion, we accidentally make a temporary experience permanent. This, my friends, creates shame. And shame stops movement. A healthier framework is this: I am experiencing anxiety. I am experiencing anger. I am experiencing sadness. Do you hear the difference? The small shift creates space, and space allows movement. Space allows choice. Space allows regulation. Space allows curiosity. When identity collapses, we react. When space exists, we respond. What emotion is actually telling you is, because it's information about boundaries, something crossed or honored. It tells us about needs, something unmet or fulfilled. It tells us about capacity, something too much or just enough. It tells us about stress, something is either demanding energy or stealing our energy or keeping our energy very balanced. Grief, something lost or changing. It tells us information about desire, something wanting and expression. Emotion is a messenger, and messengers are meant to be listened to, not shamed. If you shoot the messenger, you lose the message. If you fuse with the messenger, you lose perspective. But if you listen closely, you gain clarity. Why does identity feel safer sometimes? Sometimes we prefer identity language because identity feels predictable. I'm just an anxious person. I'm just bad at conflict. I'm just overly emotional. It becomes a script, but scripts can be cages, my friends. When you say, I am anxious, you stop asking questions. When you say, I am experiencing anxiety, you begin asking, what is this telling me? Am I overstimulated? Am I overtired? Is something unresolved? Is my body dysregulated? Is there fear I haven't named? Identity traps, information guides. This, my friends, is empowerment. Emotion shifts from what's wrong with me to what is my system communicating. That shift changes everything. Pause here for a minute and ask yourself, when do I collapse into emotional identity? And what emotion do I most quickly label as just who I am? And if that emotion were information instead, what might it be telling me? Let that sit in your body for a moment. You are not your emotion. You are the one experiencing it. And that distinction builds regulation. Now let's talk about learning point number 2. Emotions were often conditioned as unsafe. Especially women were taught, be calm, be agreeable, don't overreact, don't be dramatic. So emotions became dangerous. If sadness led to dismissal, if anger led to punishment, if fear led to shame, emotions were considered dangerous. The nervous system learned emotion equals disconnection. Think about this. When did I first learn that emotion was unsafe? Learning point number 3. Suppression is delayed physiology. Suppression is not maturity. Suppression is delayed physiology. Not expressed or metabolized, it does not disappear. It reroutes through irritability, withdrawal, chronic tension, digestive issues, fatigue, and resentment. Think about this. What emotion do I tend to suppress most? Unmet emotion becomes symptoms. Symptoms over time reveal illness. Learning point number 4. Emotional waves are meant to move. Emotion is a wave. Waves rise, peak, and fall. But when we resist the rise, the wave builds pressure. That pressure creates flooding or shutdown. Emotional maturity is not control. It is allowing waves without collapsing into them. Think about this. Do I fear the rise of emotion more than the emotion itself? Avoidance amplifies intensity. Learning point number 5. Naming builds regulation. When we name an emotion accurately, the nervous system begins to regulate. Naming creates distance. Distance creates stability. This one simple shift, think about the difference. We don't want to say, I am overwhelmed, but we want to say, I am experiencing overwhelm. That shift widens the container. Ask yourself this: what changes in my body when I name instead of judge? I want you to start one simple practice. When you experience an emotion this week, step 1, I want you to pause. Step 2, say internally, I am experiencing and fill in the blank. So I am experiencing anger. I am experiencing anxiety. I am experiencing sadness. Step number 3, take one slow exhale with your hand on your chest or stomach. So it'll be like that. That's it. No fixing, no analyzing, no storytelling, just naming and breathing. We are building capacity, my friends, not performance. Let's think about this from the lens of our power of 3. In energy medicine, emotion is movement of energy. When energy flows, we feel. When it's blocked, we tense. From an Ayurvedic lens, emotion must be digested like food, and I mentioned this last night. Undigested emotion becomes residue. Different constitutions metabolize emotion differently, and I explained that a little bit last night. In Herbal Wisdom, the nervous system can be supported while emotion moves. Nervines like lemon balm, tulsi, or rose gently widen emotional tolerance. We mentioned that last night. We do not separate body from emotion. We integrate. Now for your 5 reflection and journal questions tonight. And if you have not started journaling, please take one night a week consistently for 10 minutes and do yourself a favor and start. Number 1, what emotion do I most quickly identify as bad? Number 2, when did I learn certain emotions were unsafe? Number 3, what emotion do I suppress most often? Number 4, what might that emotion actually be informing me about? And number 5, what would it look like to metabolize emotion instead of override it? When you think about these, we're not doing it perfectly, just honestly. Today, my friends, we learned and explored emotion is information, not identity. We learned emotions often feel unsafe because of conditioning. We learned that suppression becomes symptoms manifest into disease. Emotional waves are meant to move. and naming builds regulation. This month, we are building emotional literacy slowly, safely, and sequentially. We are not building perfect women here. We are building regulated, emotionally intelligent, integrated women. On YouTube, we explore together in this free healing circle. Inside Patreon, we go deeper with weekly masterclass deep dives, guided emotional integration practices, bi-weekly meditation and regulation sessions, monthly healing sessions, and ongoing personalized support. If you are ready to go deeper into integration, not urgency, I invite you to join us inside Evolve Global 22's Healing Circle on Patreon. The link is in the description as well as in the first comment. And whether you join or not, we are building something steady here. Peace, love, and light to each and every one of you. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow in the circle.